self-taught since 2017. I had no mentor, no blueprint. I've created 7 millionaires and counting since 2019. This is Infinity Loop. Let's get into it.
Yeah, now we're here now, right? So I've been
Mm-hmm.
following UCAD from the break here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I had entries in here,
Mm-hmm.
and now we've just broken last week's weekly high.
Mm-hmm.
We're just sitting above it, right? So even if it
Exactly.
comes down now, this is my 4-hour trend line. So even if I break this 4-hour, even if we don't break this daily trend line,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think the US dollar is bearish, right?
Yes.
So it would
Yes.
have to come, it would have to break this, and then I know it'd be coming down in here,
Mm-hmm.
right, to
Because
make a
in
higher low.
2018 or 19, oil went to negative numbers, and that was me. Like, they don't show it on the charts, but my experience was I remember that time period of oil. There was like a few days, a few weeks to where it was just
Yeah,
crashing. So the dollar had to be rising for oil to crash like that. So that it makes sense of
yeah,
people. I don't. It's like their mindset. If they think it's gonna come back down to that trend line, it's like they're closing the gap in their mind and not realizing that we're not in charge. This market is in charge. And the higher time frames, it has to be a higher time frame rejection in order for me to change my bias completely. Not think every single pullback is a reversal, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why I think the dollar is still very bullish,
Mm-hmm.
in that aspect, because from May we've just been going up.
Yeah.
So until
For
we
May,
get,
especially.
that's May. May's here, right? So from May,
Mm-hmm.
when we broke that trend line, and
Mm-hmm.
it's you can see bullish weekly, bullish weekly, bullish. We've only had one bearish weekly candle, and the rest
Mm-hmm.
have all been bullish candles, weeklies.
Mm-hmm. Where
And this
was
was just a
March on your
pullback, right?
chart?
So
Where's
March,
March to May?
this is March here, right? So March this is the first week of March, this candle
And
here,
that explains the chop too, because the dollar
right?
did come down in March, but we started
This
the
is
account challenge March 28th, going
correct,
into the rest of the summer.
correct,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So this is what happened in March, and then the continuation,
yes.
right? Then we pull back to make a higher low,
Mm-hmm.
and from there we broke, and now we've just been going straight up from there as well.
And I would
Right?
say this: the 2022 market, it did not turn around from being a mixed market until November. That is what I'm watching out for. It did
Yes.
not turn until November. The turn. You know what's funny? November has always been the turnaround because 2020 going into 2021 as well was a November turnaround. So I'm watching it going into November, but it's like if we're looking at dollar buys and oil sales and asset sales, that means from here on out, going through November, we understand what our directional bias is going to be for this market. Therefore, November, it's almost like stacking the cash, but
Yep.
still buying assets. You want to, dollar cost average into assets because you don't know when it's going to turn around. You don't want to miss an opportunity because it's easier to get in every day instead of one lump sum each time, especially with
Yep.
investments and stuff like that. But it's like if the dollar is going up and it's bringing oil down, then it's like oil could go down even lower than I expect. GBP USD could go down even lower than I expect. I think, let me see, what was the lowest I've seen GBP USD? Like I was thinking 128 it could go back down to, but even with that aspect of thinking of everything, in 2022 it got down to 102 in 2022, and I sold it into the impulse of demand in 2022, and then
Yep.
I also bought it as well. So then it's a matter of how low can we really go. So I'm thinking even lower than 128. I wouldn't even be surprised if we retested 118 for GBP USD with
Yeah,
that
because
kind of dollar.
I've been watching the Euro USD and GU, and again the same thing. They're still bearish, as far as I'm
Yes.
concerned. They're still bearish.
Yes.
There's nothing bullish about those two pairs. So, and they're totally in sync with the movement of the dollar right now. So,
Yes.
just in
Yes.
a negative correlation. But yeah. So for me, I'm seeing we just got the break as well of this week's candle. So we might
That's
see
good.
we might see a pullback into this area,
Mm-hmm.
or we break, come back into make a higher low again, and then continue. And even if we break this, I know everyone's going to say the dollar's broken, it's bearish and all the rest of it, but I know until this breaks, nothing's bearish about the dollar. It's just a
It's just
pullback.
so it's like I'm not easily shaken out of the market by the market. It's harder to start a position than it is to find a continuation entry on the
Yes.
position, because it really is the way that the market works. And it's like a fundamental event of we're hiring the market to do the heavy lifting, but I cannot mentally get psyched out. I cannot psych myself out of my position because I don't understand. Even though the market is coming down, that's my entry into the buy. If I'm psyched out, that means I bought wrong. So people buying high, they see the market come down, they're going to be the first ones to say the market's turning around, the dollar is bearish, and that's not the case. They bought wrong.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
even today we're looking at so this was Monday open. This was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. And
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday normally I notice we get that pullback for entries
Yes.
with a
Mm-hmm.
continuation for the rest of the week, right?
Right.
So yeah, just wait and see what happens today in New York. But I'll probably
Good.
anticipate a pullback into Wednesday today. Then we've got Thursday, Friday, and then next week open.
Mm-hmm.
So if price finishes weak up here, depending on how the week finishes, we might see like a pullback next week. Yep.
Uptrending dollar and bearish assets. You got any
So,
questions or anything?
no, I'm pretty good. Just in regards to that, in regards to the new site. Do I have to create new logins? I actually haven't logged into the site yet.
Have you logged in before?
I haven't logged in before. You just sent that email to me.
Oh, yeah. Just create new logins. It's
I'll
going to be
create a login.
different than the Sniper Scope site. Yeah.
Okay.
If you need help, just let me know, and I'll resend the logins and stuff to you.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
In regards to building that account, again, so at this point in time, what would you suggest?
I'd say take another risk and re-in, because the market has transitioned, and it's just like we didn't know, and we are just now come. It's still a mixed market, but it's like we have a different approach that we're taking to it. To be like that for these last couple months it's a matter of, I don't know. It's like we don't know what we don't know, but it's like I'm very sure on what I can do in this market, and I have always been a risk taker. I had to. It really is construct to deconstruct to reconstruct. So I really had to take a look. And it actually worked out that I finished the course and everything for the new site, because I had to break down how you need to be and how you need to think in order to be a profitable trader. Because it really is that everyone can teach fundamentals and technicals, so they're not telling you how to approach it and what to think and how to think and what to do when you're losing. And it's like it's important for me to be able to show that to everyone. So I'm it's like I didn't want to be in this kind of season with everyone because I know what I'm capable of, but it's like I'm glad it was me and not someone else, because somebody else would have took it the wrong way and probably disappeared in the losing season. But it's like with all the results that I have, I was like, I know what I could do. Like I'm not here to screw anyone over, but it's like, not everything is.
I know that, Naomi. I know that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know. I just want people to be able to actually change their life and change the way that they think about the market, because it's not what's taught to us. And so like I bring a different perspective to the world, and I really like the new site compared to Sniper Scope, because it's like both are great, and I've had millionaires come from Sniper Scope, but I feel like this one will be even more set in stone of not just looking at charts, having the scanner on the website for everyone to take a look at and look at directional bias, even if they can't afford to pay in to get into anything. So it makes the automations better to help everyone and still have everyone see what's her thought process and why on, okay, this is what she's saying for the dollar. I would have never thought I would be someone, doing what I'm doing, because it's like you ask a kid when they grow up what they want to be. And I just would have never thought to say trader, investor, currency plug. I never would have thought that.
Oh, you didn't say you want to be a waiter?
What's crazy is I only got into that because it was like faster money. So I was like, I actually started out as a host, in the restaurants until I was old enough to serve. But it's like being in that, and that's what's crazy. Being in that environment of the restaurants, it's what's like, oh, okay, like this person is making this amount, they're able to live by themselves. So naturally, I gravitated towards that. But that's how life is. So it's just like I never get mad at anyone that has a different perspective or experience to me, but I cannot change my perspective or experience just because they don't understand it yet. Because there was
Yeah.
times where I didn't understand certain experiences, like even how we talked about everything on Zoom today on our live call. Because it's just like the perspective of it's all about the countries as a whole and understanding that the U.S. is just trying to hold their position in the world, and anyone that challenged it, we have to enforce what we're saying. I'm really just enforcing what I'm saying to people that don't understand, because the
Yeah.
other countries might not understand compared to Russia and China. But between U.S., Russia, and China, they're gonna make sure people understand, and that's my
Yeah.
job. I gotta make sure people understand, and it's not me that's wrong. It's not USA that's wrong. It's not Russia that's wrong. They just all have different perspectives and a way of life. And then at the end of the day, somebody wants to be on top, but we have to make sure that's never us at the bottom.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, always live in Australia.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I actually don't want to be here no more, man. To tell the truth, but I'm just tied down to other commitments. But
yeah.
I don't. You know, they just introduced a new tax. If you've got like if you've got a watch collection and it goes up in value, over time you got to pay taxes on that every year. You got to declare that. If you've got shoes that go up in value, if you've got a handbag that goes up in value, you got to pay taxes on that every year, even if you don't sell it, right? But the fact it's gone up in value, you have to declare it to the ATO and pay taxes on it. It's getting ridiculous here,
Whoa!
man. It's getting really,
Never
really
heard
bad. Yeah,
anything
it's
like that.
insane.
Yeah.
It's getting ridiculous, man. If you got a
How
spare
much?
bedroom at home, you got to pay taxes on that.
What?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
insane, man.
outrageous.
Like
That's
people don't
outrageous.
understand how crazy it is here, you know. But
Yeah.
it's getting really, really bad.
And it's
Living,
it's really almost censorship too. They wouldn't let that get out. Like outside of knowing people in Australia, I would have never heard of what you're telling me. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about? But that's
yeah,
kind of how
it's
the world
insane.
works. It's like we wouldn't know different situations. That's really crazy.
Surveillance is next level. Cameras, it's just insane, man. I can't believe how much this country's changed. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's crazy.
How much do you need to like leave, like and like everything, and how would you still like keep up the businesses and stuff down there and still live in another country, or how would you go about it?
I reckon I'd move to Bali. I've been really,
Mm-hmm.
really considering that option lately, Bali or Thailand. Um, I really like Bali, and
Mm-hmm.
the business I'd have to sell up and move on.
Yeah.
You know, I'd
Right.
because again the taxes would kill me if I wasn't in the
Mm-hmm.
country and I was outside of the country still earning here. It would kill me. It wouldn't be worth my while.
What's the
But
number that would help you get to that goal of, say, getting everything settled and stuff?
well, I reckon about 200K to clear up everything.
Yeah, they've migrating is really like that. That's a history lesson too. It's just like when things get too expensive and people can't afford certain areas or things are not going the way that they want it to
Yeah,
go, it's just easier to pick up and move and start somewhere else rather than try to catch up with what you're in at the moment, because it's like almost a constant state of habits of being behind. This person expects this bill expects that, so on and so forth. So when do you get to break the cycle? So I completely understand. But yeah,
yeah,
200,000, that's not bad at all. That's actually pretty doable by
because yeah, it's very doable. It's very, very
yeah.
doable. But just the lifestyle here in itself now, and people are just on edge, man. Everyone's always on edge, and it's just not
Really?
a good vibe. The energy's shit house.
That's
I don't like
crazy. I
the
would have
energy no
never
more.
thought about that with
Yeah, yeah,
Australia.
yeah. Believe me,
Yeah.
man. Like it's not what you're shown, but if you're living here, you'd understand. And
Right.
that's why a lot of people are just packing up and leaving, especially people who are retired. They're just selling up
Yeah.
their homes. You know, they're bringing out this new rule in 2028 with the trust fund. If you own a
Uh-huh.
trust and you have assets in it, and then your kids come along and inherit whatever you got left in there. Now you've already
Right.
paid taxes on those assets, right? They're owned by
Mm-hmm.
you. I already paid my taxes on them. It gets passed on to the beneficiary, the kids.
Right.
And then they got to pay taxes on it again as well. 30 cents on the dollar. You already pay 30 cents on the dollar. They pay 30 cents on the dollar. And the government just took back more than 50% in taxes on what the asset was worth to begin with.
It's almost like they're trying to come up off of their citizens because, like I said, they cannot enforce making the currency grow stronger. So it's almost like they're going to get it a different way.
They get it out of us. Yeah. It's just disgusting, man. It's ridiculous.
I would have never known.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just getting worse. And the last couple of years, like ever since COVID onwards, it's just been terrible, man.
Really?
It's been terrible. It's been terrible. And business owners, man, we're getting screwed, man, with taxes. It's insane.
Yeah, that's why it's just like with real estate, that's kind of why I was like, real estate is old age money and stuff like that. It's always going to be an asset. And, you know, there's only so much real estate at that standpoint, but it's a lot that comes with it in the same aspect of, you know, I'm the investor, I'm the owner, but tenants got rights. So if tenants have rights and squatters have rights and they decide they're not going to pay their bills, it's like, who pays it? And then it's like, okay, they didn't squat it in the house. No, I can't force them to leave. I still have to evict them as if they're a tenant, but they broke in. And then, you know, people aren't paying the rent. It's just like, it's almost like it's less beneficial for me to be in real estate than it is in this actual market and then investing in digital assets, whether it's crypto or stocks at the same time, because at minimum, I don't have to worry about having to go to court, paying to go to court, getting somebody out the house, redoing the damages that they did to the house. It's like, who helps me there? So it's just like, I'm glad for me, the real estate side of passive income and not passive, but trying to invest in multiple sources. It's like we're just trying to do right in the world, you know, for our family, so on and so forth. But somebody has to take that risk. So yeah, in real estate, I ended up losing like $500,000, but at least my child won't have to. And it's really the side of real estate that I was into. It was more the residential side. If I could do it all over again, I'm going to go corporate because it's like I would much rather charge the gas stations and the businesses rather than individuals, because individuals don't have any money. You can't go after them. So it's always going to be a liability.
You can't do shit.
You can't do anything.
You can't do shit. He's the same. It's the same. Yeah, you can't do shit. They have so much rights, man. You can't do nothing.
Right. It's just like, what was the point of owning it?
It takes you 6 months just to go in and fight the case as well, and you still can't evict them until you do that. You know, they still have rights until you.
Yeah, I had put a family member in a house one time. I swear to you, they didn't pay the rent for a year. And keep in mind, I had gave them a deal too, so it's like the house, it was really renting at $2,500, but it's like I knew they couldn't afford it, so it's like, okay, we're related. Let me just help you. You pay $1,400, but it's a 4-bedroom house. It was a 3. I remodeled it into a 4, and I had turned it was really 5 because I had turned their garage into the 5th bedroom. And I just like, people just so unappreciative. I'm talking about trash the house. Took a year to get them out.
Fucking disgusting.
I had to cut the utilities off on them. I had to do that with the market. I could sit at home.
I totally agree.
But